Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our indoor gardening webinar. Today, we're diving into the wonderful world of cultivating greenery inside our homes. Whether you're a seasoned plant parent or just starting out, this webinar will provide you with tips, tricks, and inspiration to create your own flourishing indoor garden paradise. Get ready to learn how to bring the beauty of nature indoors and transform your living space into a vibrant oasis of greenery. By the way, if you will stay at the end of the webinar, you will have a chance to win $100 worth from Home Depot for your DIY indoor gardening project. So, before we dive into the topic for today's webinar, let me share with you our purpose of hosting this. Let's take a moment and imagine ourselves in a space filled with lush greenery where the air is fresh and vibrant and stress seems to melt away with each breath. So, this is the vision that we hold for our locals of San Francisco. In this session, we'll explore the joys and benefits of cultivating greenery within our homes. From improving air quality to enhancing mental well being, indoor gardening offers numerous advantages. Join us as we delve into practical tips, innovative techniques, and creative ideas to help you create your own thriving indoor garden oasis. Let's discover the beauty and possibilities of bringing nature indoors together. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jennifer, one of CUBE's maintenance coordinator, and I will be your host for today's webinar. So now to officially start our gardening workshop webinar, please help me welcome our speakers, Carlene and Katrina. Carlene is our customer service experience supervisor. She's not just passionate in engaging with our community through ensuring and providing excellent customer service, but also passionate about learning and sharing her expertise in understanding the basic concepts of gardening and how this impacts our personal and daily lives. Our second speaker, Katrina, is our senior social media specialist. She actively engages in social media and its events. Katrina is also takes pride as a business owner and a seasoned florist. So let me turn this table and ask Carlene to share with us a few information on how planning is different from gardening and its benefits. Go ahead, Carlene.
All right, Jennifer, thank you so much for the introduction. And basically, as we dive into deeper regarding the indoor oasis, so let us first understand what is the difference between planting and gardening, because sometimes we thought that planting is the same as gardening, but then there is a significant difference between the two. So first, for planting, this actually refers to the process of placing seeds, seedlings, or plants into the ground or containers for the plants to grow. So it involves preparing the soil, selecting the appropriate plants for the desired location and climate, and ensuring proper care and maintenance to support their growth. While gardening, on the other hand, it encompasses a broader range of activities related to cultivating and tending to plants. So basically, gardening is not just planting per se. So it involves like a major layer of cultivation and taking care of the plants itself. So it includes tasks such as planting, watering, weeding, pruning, fertilizing, and pest control. So gardening can be done in various settings, including outdoor gardens, indoor spaces, containers, raised beds, and vertical gardens. So overall, planting and gardening are not only practical skills, but also enjoyable and rewarding activities that allow individuals such as myself and to the rest of those who are here to connect ourselves with nature, beautify our surroundings, and reap the numerous benefits of cultivating plants. So whether you're growing flowers, fruits, vegetables, and ornamentals, planting and gardening offer opportunities to creativity, relaxation, and personal fulfillment. So for first timers, even myself, and to the rest of us here, planting and gardening offer a plethora of benefits beyond just the satisfaction of watching plants grow. So just like we are also we as pet lovers myself, and we have also pet lovers here. We always want to make sure that we are not just taking care of our pet, right? But also making sure of their well-being. So that is the same with gardening and planting. Like if you are going to if you decide to take care of plants, you just not need to water them or cultivate their seeds or the soil, but you also have to pour your love to whatever plant that you are growing. So first, here's how it can be particularly advantageous. So first is the learning experience. So planting and gardening provide an excellent hands-on opportunity to learn about plant biology, soil health, and environmental stewardship. So it's a practical way to gain knowledge about the natural world and develop essential gardening skills that can be applied in various contexts. So the second advantage is the therapeutic value. So engaging in gardening activities has been shown to reduce stress, anxiety, and depression. So for first timers, the act of nurturing plants can be incredibly therapeutic, offering a peaceful and meditative escape from the stresses of daily life. So the third is it's physical health. Gardening involves physical activities such as digging, planting, and weeding, which can contribute to improved strength, flexibility, and cardiovascular health. So it also provides a gentle form of exercise that promotes overall well-being and can be particularly beneficial for those looking to incorporate more movement into their routine. And another one advantage of it is the sense of accomplishment. So successfully growing and caring for plants can instill a sense of pride and accomplishment, especially for first timers. Witnessing the fruits of their labor, whether it's a blooming flower, a ripe tomato, can be incredibly rewarding and motivating. So the other one is connection to nature. So planting and gardening foster a deeper connection to nature and environment. So for first timers, this connection can be especially meaningful as they discover the intricate beauty of the natural world and their role in nurturing and preserving it. So again, just to recap what I've discussed earlier, overall planting and gardening offers a holistic experience. So that promotes learning, relaxation, physical activity, and a sense of connection and with the world around us. So once again, for first timers, it's an enriching journey filled with discovery, growth, and countless opportunities for personal and environmental enrichment.
I couldn't agree more with you, Carlene, how planting and gardening can help reduce stress and anxiety. As a first timer myself, understanding the basic concepts really helps. So since we are talking about plants and in consideration of the climate or weather in San Francisco, can you share at least top five that our community can use or plant within their homes?
Absolutely, absolutely, Jen. Thank you for that. So, these are, this is my like a privilege and opportunity for me to share with our the rest of us here to share with you San Francisco's top five indoor plants. And actually, when I was researching this further before, I've seen these plants, but it's very funny because I don't know the names of these plants. So we'd like to make sure that there's a snippet in the background so that people will understand and will know, this is the name of the plant. So something like that. So first is the snake plant. The snake plant is easy to take care of and then resilient. It thrives in low light conditions. It is also known for its air purifying properties. So the next one is the ZZ plant, or we also call it as Zamicolus as Zamifolia. That is the scientific name. So it's tolerant of low light and irregular watering. It requires minimal maintenance and adds a touch of greenery to any space. The next is pothos. Um, this is fast growing and adaptable. It thrives in various light condition. It is excellent for beginners. To our first timers here, so this is the first step that you might want to consider if you are going to do any indoor plant. Next is the spider plant. It purifies the air and removes toxins. It is easy to propagate, safe for pets. Especially, I would recommend this, especially if we have pets at home. So if we are going into putting an indoor plant, spider plant is safe for our beloved pets. So peace lily, known for its elegant white flowers, it thrives in shade and low light. It also helps promote the indoor air quality.
Sounds great. Thank you for sharing this, Carlene. Going back to what you said earlier, I am also interested in knowing more as to why you think that having an indoor plan is important. Can you tell us more about its significance?
Absolutely. So for me, personally, indoor plants play a vital role in enhancing the ambience inside our home, living and working spaces. But their benefits extend far beyond mere aesthetics. So here are some key reasons why indoor plants are important. So first, the air purification. I've also discussed this earlier when we introduced the top 5 plants in San Francisco. So one advantage of it is its air purification. So indoor plants act as a natural air purifiers, removing harmful toxins such as formaldehyde, benzene from the air. So just to name a few. So they absorb these pollutants through their leaves and roots, thus improving indoor air quality and creating a healthier environmental for occupants. So next is stress reduction. So we've been talking about this as well, like stress reduction, because in our daily lives, there's just a lot of things going on, and having an indoor plant inside our home can somehow alleviate the stress and anxiety that we're all feeling in our busy life. So in addition to that, numerous studies have shown that being around plants can reduce stress, anxiety, and fatigue. This is what I was referring to earlier. So the presence of greenery indoors has a calming effect on the mind, promoting relaxation and mental well-being. Next is their increased productivity. So indoor plants have been found to enhance concentration, creativity, and productivity in various settings, including offices and classrooms. So their presence can help to reduce distractions and boost cognitive function, leading to improved performance and efficiency. And next, humidity regulation. Many indoor plants release moisture through a process called transpiration, which helps to increase humidity levels in the air. This can be particularly beneficial in dry indoor environments, especially during the winter months, when heating seams can cause air to become excessively dry. And then their biophilic design. So incorporating elements of nature such as indoor plants into our built environment aligns with the principles of biophilic design, which emphasizes the innate human connection to nature. So this design approach has been shown to promote feelings of well-being, connectivity, and environmental stewardship. So in conclusion, indoor plants are not just decorations. And the same with our pet, like we have for babies, they're also essential of companions that enhance our lives in numerous ways. So from purifying the air we breathe to reducing stress and boosting productivity, their benefits are undeniable. So by embracing indoor gardening, we can create healthier, happier spaces that foster well-being and connection with the natural world. So let's continue to nurture our indoor gardens, cultivating green havens that nourishes both body and soul.
I absolutely agree with you, Carlene. In today's fast-paced world, having greenery like our indoor plants at home can really provide that sense of connection with nature, especially when we're feeling stressed or anxious. Just having the touch of greenery around can really help us unwind and feel more at ease. So before I forget, I believe this question is also important.
Mhm.
What do's and don'ts can you share with us, Carlene? so first timers like myself will also know how to take care of these plants?
Sure. So the do's and don'ts, I will start with the do's first, especially for our first timers. So the do's first is do choose the right plants for your space and lighting conditions. So before before you decide any indoor plants that you would want to be present in your home, let us also make sure to consider the space and the lighting conditions. Like if you are going to refer back to the number of, plants or the top five, at least the top five in San Francisco. So we also need to make sure that to consider the type of plant that we are going to, cultivate, right? The second is do water your plants appropriately and avoid watering, over watering. Sorry. So sometimes when I was planting a plant myself, so I always think that I would need to water it like 3 times a day, right? So overwatering can also kill the plant. So we just also need to consider if this kind of plant is how many times do we need to water it. So that is something that we also need to take into consideration. Third is do you provide adequate drainage for your pots. So we also need to make sure that there is a reservoir, right? And then proper there should be like a drainage system as well so that the plant will you're not killing the plants because of overwatering. Second, fourth is do you occasionally wipe dust of plant leaves to help them with photosynthesis? And then the last one is do you monitor for pests and diseases regularly? So just like the dog, right? We also need to make sure, like, for babies, we also need to make sure that there's no ticks or something like that, bugs, something like that. So in our plants, we also need to make sure that we're also fostering and making sure that there is no, we're going to eliminate any pests and diseases that may cause for the plant to die. And then for the don'ts, like I was referring to this earlier, don't overwater your plant. It can lead to root rot. Don't place plants in direct sunlight unless they require it. So that's why it's very important that we understand the nature biology of the plant. If it's beneficial for them to be at the direct sunlight, or if it's beneficial for them to be away from the sunlight. So that is something that we need to consider as well. Third is don't neglect your plants. They still need care even if they're indoors. Don't ignore sign of distress in your plants. Address issues promptly, and don't forget to report your plants when they outgrow their containers. So if you feel that they're outgrowing already, so that is maybe the time that you need to have a bigger container for the plant.
Thanks, Carlene. By the way, for the benefit of our community and those who have joined us today, may I ask where they can purchase or shop for the plants, especially with the spring season?
Absolutely. So these are some of the few shops that our locals can visit to and check out some plants in their preference. So they can go to Savvy Nursery, the Tender Gardener, Plowshares Nursery, Four Seasons Succulents, Flowercraft Garden Center, SF Plants, Sloat Garden Center, and many more. So again, these shops are just to name a few. And at the end of the day, it depends on our specific preference, what we think is best for ourselves, that would make us feel better, right? So to ease, again, I will be referring back to what I mentioned earlier, that having indoor plants, it will help you personally to ease your anxieties, tension, and something that can help us relax and give us a peace of mind.
All right, thanks, Carlene. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. One of our speakers, Carlene. Thank you for sharing these insights and information with us. So now let's move on to our next speaker, Kat.
Hi everyone, happy Blooms Day, and I hope everyone is having a great week. I'm so thrilled to be one of the speakers today and to share the joy of floral designing to everyone. Thank you for having me again, Yup. So,
Absolutely. So yeah, let's dive into floral design. It's an art form that can significantly benefit our mental health. Kat, would you mind sharing some insights into the history and significance of floral design?
course. So, floral design is the beautiful art of arranging flowers and plants that would make a stunning displays. So, it's a creative outlet with a root deep in history and culture, but it's not just for pros. I don't even consider myself as pro right now, but it's something that all of us can enjoy at our home. So maybe you are guys wondering why we have this kind of topic right now today, but not everyone is a fan of plants, and I personally prefer having decorations at home. And if you live in an apartment, condo, or a place that doesn't have a garden or a backyard with you, yeah, so I started doing a floral arrangement during the pandemic in 2019. So I went to a flower market, and then I was asked to buy actually a bouquet of flowers for someone. Then after a week, I found myself in that flower market again, but buying flowers just for arranging a centerpiece in our home. And thanks to YouTube and Pinterest, actually, it really helps me to gain learnings and inspiration. So right now, I feel that I successfully created beautiful creations right now. So I'll be showing you later, guys, some of my works that would be perfect for you. So, and I know that flowers have very various event that we can actually express ourselves, our feelings, the message we want to convey to someone. And however, did you know that once we go more into rearranging them in our homes, it's actually therapeutical activity for us to meditate, and that would reduce our stress, improving our moods, and enhancing our homes, of course. So that's one of the things that I actually feel whenever I arrange flowers, not just for you to give it to someone, but to actually feel that I'm being creative in such way. So that helped me realize that I am more creative, not just doing graphic designing and not just doing social media marketing, but I gain learnings through playing colors and elements with the both worlds.
That sounds wonderful, Kat. Now, for those eager to start, could you please share some insights about the basic tools needed?
Yes, indeed. It's really important to gather few basic tools, but let me share my screen so for those who are with us right now can see what I'm gonna talk about. Or if I heard earlier that you will be having a raffle later for those who will be joining us. So you can actually buy at Home Depot or on Amazon this one. But number one is a flourish shear. So or a sharp scissor. So that way we can cut the stems or cut the leaves that excess that we will be putting on the vase. So we need a clean vase. So it doesn't matter if what kind of vase it is, but it should be appropriate for your interior design. But if you're not so much OC about your design, a clear would be the very minimal and basic for that would be not so much would add on to your home. But here are some vase that you can check out. There are ceramic, there are glass, so on. And flower food, of course, if you will be doing fresh flowers, you want your flowers to extend life that they will bloom. Some using bleach, a bleach, so just to kill the germs or bacteria in the water or in the flower. Then last, I this is optional. So I we use floral tapes. But if you just want to create a grid inside your vase, but some vase are very small. And they're just very small. So you don't guys need floral tape in case of that. Usually we use floral tape for vases that are round and big in their mouthpiece. So having this tool on hand will make the arranging process smoother and more enjoyable for you guys.
Very informative, Kat. Now let's move on to creating our own floral arrangements at home. Could you walk us through how you end up doing floral arrangements and at the same time being a social media manager?
All right. So I, as I mentioned earlier, right, I started in pandemic and I felt that instead of me waiting for someone to give it to me, right? So I just did it for myself. So it's like the Miley Cyrus song before it was actually a big hit. So I can buy myself flowers. I felt like that. So I started to love different kind of flowers and roses actually. So and then but I don't grow them. I don't have them in our garden, but I have to give that opportunity to those farmers who have that nature and good soil. And I started doing it in a small garage in our house with a few friends actually. But on the first day of our launching was the Valentine's Day because we want to target those who are lovers. So during that pandemic, my profession as a social media manager really helped me to communicate to my audience of what can I offer. Though using Facebook platform, of course, it's one of the most powerful and influential that we can advertise our business. So you can actually start your own business inside your home if it's permitted. It's for your government, of course. We need to know those things that we need to prepare before we enter some business. So yep, that was the history how did I became a florist, a seasoned florist.
Very inspirational, Kat. You've mentioned as well earlier that you get inspirations from Pinterest. How does it help, and do you have any samples that you can share with our audience today?
Yes, I actually get some inspirations in Pinterest, but sometimes things are not really the same. I may buy something that is not in the market or that is not similar, something like that. So we just play with the colors, play with whatever we have in the market. So for the samples, yeah, I can show you this samples, but I these are samples from Pinterest actually, but not my works because when I started doing fresh flower arrangement in a vase, so I was actually in rush, so I don't have much time to take a photos. But for the benefit of our audience today, these are some beautiful arrangement. But recently I was found by dried flowers arrangement, so I can show you guys some of my works that I've done. And absolutely. Now, actually, for the fun part, since I cannot demonstrate right now to you guys, I'll move forward on how you can make this vase, Jen. I can share you this steps that I have. So, number one, of course, is to prepare our vase. We need to make our vase very clean and fill it with a water mix with flower food or the bleach. And then number two is we have to trim our stems in 45 degrees or diagonal. I think you're all familiar with the diagonal type when doing some, if you have roses at your home, and under running water allows them to absorb more water. So, of course, number three, as I mentioned earlier, is to remove any leaves that will be below the water line to prevent the bacterial growth. So it's important to take down some of those flower leaves on the roses so we won't have it will make it last longer. And then fourth one is start with a focal flower. So when you arrange it, make it in the center, or again, get some inspiration on Pinterest or in YouTube, something like that. It's very useful to use our social media or our online platforms right now to arrange. And number five is actually connected to the number 4 is we have to consider balancing and the proportion of our arrangement in flowers. So just to ensure that arrangement looks good from all angles. So it's really important when we do a round one instead but this one in the slideshow right now you'll be seeing is actually more of a horizontal a vertical one. So you can you can actually play with it. And then number 6 or the last one is of course we have to regularly change the waters. So and also trim the stems to keep the flower fresh, look really fresh. And another fun fact about flowers is that they're not just available in fresh but also in preserve. I love how low maintenance it is if you actually arrange preserve, or we call it dried flowers, at home for decoration. But of course, this flower sometimes smells unusual or doesn't smell at all. So just a side way, right? If you will be using dried flowers as decoration on your home, you can decorate it through a frame or a vase, and possibilities are very endless. So you can really arrange the flowers or the plants together. So sometimes I do actually dried and fresh at the same time, especially with the leaves, because it's so pretty. So I think what Carlene discussed earlier, some of those plants are useful, but there are other leaves that we can use when we do vase arrangement. So I'll be sharing my screen just for you to see my favorite works that I've created so far on my journey as a florist. So these are just samples from a dried perspective. So not just dried but preserved ones. So just a quick samples that you can actually get on your own home. So and then it's not really easy at first, but it needs a lot of focus so you can visualize what you want to make. So and remember the beauty of the dried flowers is in their imperfection and natural variation. So it doesn't really have to be perfect, that all aligned. So that brings us to the end of their journey today. Of course, I am ending my talk right now to remember, and also remember just that floor design is a journey and not a destination actually. And enjoy each step. Don't be afraid to experiment and explore things, of course. And flowers are joy, and so that they bring joy to my life as well. So I hope it's so to you guys. And I hope I'm leaving you guys an inspiration, knowledge, and creativity. So to bring your floral design, your passion into your life.
Thank you, Kat, for sharing your insightful learnings about floral designing on your own home. To our audience, I hope you feel inspired to create your own pieces and enjoy the beauty of flowers and plants in your home. Now, as we wrap up, does anyone have questions? I don't see questions from our chat box. Now, if there's no more questions, as I've mentioned, we will proceed with the raffle draw, but I'm really not sure how we're going to pick the winner. Let me check. All right, so we have a winner, and congratulations to Wanda Chang, and thank you so much for joining us today. A round of applause to everyone. And let me take this time to thank you guys. Thanks for being part of our indoor gardening webinar today. Remember, with a little care and creativity, you can turn any space into a thriving green oasis. So happy planting, and may your indoor gardens flourish. See you on our next webinar.